Hello subscribers, welcome to a live stream of Wizardry 8. We're playing the vanilla version on Expert Iron Man. To go back in, it's screwed up again. So this is the 5 fell per 1 crazy cat lady party. We are in Arnica. I did quite a bit of grinding offline on a vault door to get my knock skill up. Earth and alchemy, because alchemy was my highest skill.
I sense movement.
So I think we probably have enough. Let's see. I think we probably have enough to use the cure disease potion merging. Let's check that out. I think we merge a heavy heal. Just have to find one. Somebody's got heavy heal. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can merge it with a cure disease. Oh, I can't identify it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hey, Duncan, welcome to the stream. How are you doing?
Splendid.
Okay, good. We can make tons of money now. So we do need identify. I don't think I have that yet. Nope. Let me see if Anna has a book of relics. Do I have enough money? 4,200, yeah. Anna Lamam, whatever her name is.
Hello, stranger.
Yes, there it is. Perfect.
Oh,
Wisdom go with you.
splendid.
Okay, now we can go identify and make ridiculous amounts of money real quick. And then we'll get all geared up. I think we have the tower is left to do here. That's the only thing. Okay. May take us a little bit before we identify these renewal potions. 27 mental's not bad. No Hope, that's her name. There you go. Okay.
It's good.
So, renewal potions. 10,000 gold. Okay. So what we want are heavy heals and cure disease. Let's see how many cure disease he has. 16. Start with 4 until we have enough money.
I hope.
See you around. Splendid.
It's good to.
Just gain 10,000 gold from that. Okay. Cure disease, where are you? 8 cure disease.
I hope.
Goodbye. Splendid. Splendid.
Get our spell points back. So the only way we won't have money now is if we hit a Philosopher's Vein trap. which we shouldn't see one of those for quite a while.
It's good.
35,000 gold we have now. Okay.
I hope.
We'll leave one in there so they'll
See you around.
generate them quicker.
Splendid.
And the rest, we'll do this one more time. Get a batch. We can make cure disease also, I think, from cure light condition and heavy heal, maybe? We can get some good gear on the, especially the ones up front. Samurai, Valkyrie, and Rogue. Good armor.
It's good.
Okay. Cure disease. You only generated 3. Oh, look at all these cure light conditions. 31. Let me make sure I'm right on that. It's been a while. Pretty sure this makes cure disease.
Splendid.
Wow, okay. Yeah, we'll become rich now. So we're gonna buy up all of these. Then buy up 30 heavy heals. Actually, we're gonna end up making renewals anyway, so just buy all these. Can't afford it. Okay. There we go.
I hope. Wisdom go with you.
Splendid. 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 Splendid.
Okay, so now what we'll do is take 5 of these.
Splendid. Splendid.
We'll sell these. Potion mixing. Okay,
It's good.
sell 40,000 we got now. And then we'll buy up the rest of these. Buy.
I hope.
Farewell. Splendid. 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 Splendid.
We got 2 left. Just put these over here. Okay. These identified. Ooh, look at that. Alchemy, psionics, and mental magic increase. We should end up, I think, with around 100,000 gold. I'm done with this.
It's good to see you again. I hope.
See you around.
Still got 3 more.
It's good.
$92,000. Okay. Has he generated any more? Haven't rested enough. Magic nectar. Let's buy that. I'm gonna buy 3 heal all scrolls.
I hope wisdom go with you.
Okay. So, magic nectar. You get that. Light condition. Looking for more heavy heals.
That is impossible, even for...
Should be at about 3 days.
It's good.
Not quite.
I hope.
Let's rest one more. So yeah, we should be able to get chainmail +1 lower on, I think the samurai needs it. Valkyrie, I'm pretty sure.
It was a
already has it.
pleasure.
It's good.
Okay, did you make any heavy heals? 10 cure disease. Well, I can make my own heavy heals, so let's do that. Cure disease.
I hope.
Farewell.
Okay, last batch.
Splendid. Splendid. Splendid.
Moderates.
Splendid.
Okay, those should all be heavy now.
Splendid. Splendid. Splendid.
There we
Splendid.
go. Okay. We'll keep a few cure disease. Whoa, that was a lot of training there.
That is important.
Okay. Almost there. I know it's boring to watch that. There we go. I think I can use this now. Oh, not yet. Divinity's not high enough.
It's good.
Okay. I'll hang on to 2 renewal potions. So yeah, we have 131,000 gold now. Is there anything we want to grab? Granite potions. Potions of haste.
I hope.
It was a pleasure.
Granite, granite, granite. Okay. Do you have any granite? No, you don't. Let's give you a few. Perfect. Okay. Enchanted blade. Trying to get those guys out of the way. Stove!
Spotted a creature. Let us be predator and not
Level
prey.
5. Level 5. Okay. What level are we? 7? 7 and 8. Okay. So, what are we gonna do here? Our bishop is just a supporter. Not a glore will be good.
With pleasure.
Lord.
With pleasure.
Gonna get surrounded. So we'll probably do next round this.
Very well.
You're invading my personal space here, buddy. We're hitting this guy. We're hitting all over the place. Let's take care of this guy first.
With pleasure.
Look at the lure doing its work.
Sugar, it just isn't meant to be. With pleasure.
Roust about WWE wrestlers.
With pleasure.
We're all still staring at the lure. Maybe welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? You're on a 3-stream streak. Watch streak.
Much better.
It shall be so.
Perfect. Pretty good training there. I like it.
Yes.
Okay, let's go into here so we don't get countered.
You've returned.
First, offload all of the junk we're carrying around. I'm not going to use Bloodlust. Okay. 127,000 gold we have. He'll eventually sell a Thieves' Dagger, which we definitely want.
Yes.
Let's see if he has one yet. Nope. Not yet.
Here.
Okay, what are we using? An all pike. That's probably what we're gonna stick with. The lance is it has a small kill chance, but the minus to hit and initiative and the weight makes it terrible. Spike stones are useful. Okay. Plate mail upper. Is she wearing plate mail? GMO +1. Tuxedo is +9 AC. Foot legging is terrible.
What is your will?
Let's get you some armor. GMO +1 lower, that's what we want. 70 water resistance now, but we're gonna have to offload some weight somehow. Let's see. Moody says initiative at -6. I assume that's pretty bad. It is for, yeah, trying to get more swings with your weapon. It definitely is. What are you wearing on your hands? Need to get him better body armor that's lighter. Even with that, let's split the arrows. There we go. That'll work. Okay. Steel helm. Forgot alchemists can wear that. Oh, that's a bard. Never mind. Feathered hat. There's our bishop. Okay, that looks good.
Yes.
Now, what about armor for you? Stud chausses. You already have. Leather cuirass, leather helm. .5. It's definitely better because it's super light. Much better. Okay.
Yes.
What are you wearing on upper? Quilt tunic. Leather cuirass is a slight upgrade. Bard, what do
Ready
you
and
got?
willing.
Leather oh, quilt tunic. Okay. I want to try to get you studded. I think Anna might sell that. Looks like he could use leather boots. Okay. Looks good. Go to Anna's.
It was a pleasure. Yes.
And
Worthy
oh,
opponents.
ran right into some, oh, they're only level 6s. What do we want to do? Hypnotic.
With pleasure. With pleasure.
Probably go first, actually.
With pleasure.
Got high speed like that. Let's see. I think I'll go ahead and do a plus.
With pleasure.
Let's kill these with weapons. 28, 30. Actually, I don't like this positioning.
With pleasure. Very happy.
No hope.
much for us. Here.
Perfect. Okay, let's see.
Hello.
Do you have any upper body
Ready and willing.
studded? Got a leather hauberk. Would be an upgrade. Yep. And you're overloaded. You're overloaded. There we go. Ranger can handle it. Okay. Let's get some of these spike stones equipped too. Gotta watch our encumbrance though. What? Oh, I dropped it.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Split. Okay, nobody is encumbered now. Fear bolts. You're good, you're good. Okay, perfect. Plates paste.
Yes.
Paling stones. Do have more spike. Like 2 more. Okay, and I am gonna buy these books so I get spell point boosts from them. Okay, looks good.
Oh.
It was a pleasure.
Splendid. Splendid.
It's one of the things that makes bishops overpowered. Since they can get every spell, they get tons of spell points from books. You end up with a ridiculous number.
Let us be predator and not prey.
Level 7s, okay.
With pleasure.
Bless.
It shall be so.
Hey, Sundog, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Thank you. Happy Saturday to you. Guardy Patrol's getting involved here too. Let's see. This.
With pleasure.
Moody says, glad you have the Elven Bishop along. Someone has to clean up the hairballs. Yeah,
With pleasure.
lots of hairballs from these cats.
With pleasure. Very well.
Alright, how do we want to aim? Let's- It's the wrong note.
pleasure.
With pleasure.
Much better. With pleasure.
Go ahead and do a heal on the rogue.
With pleasure. Segundas.
Wow, they got good dodge.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Now they're gonna chase after the one that ran.
Segundas.
Okay.
See if I can get combat at the end by moving away.
Oh, much
All right.
better.
And we'll go kill the androids by the tower. We're done with Arnica. Oh, really? Guy's way on the other side of town and combat's still going.
Oh, much better.
I measure our progress in bodies.
Ooh, there's
Getting
level up.
better. Now isn't that nice?
Got level ups on the hybrids. Okay, Valkyrie. Doing strength and speed for you. Do I want to get a spell? No. Save it. Let's work on your polearm and close combat. Samurai. Kind of starting to hit a strength limit. I'm going to boost that a little bit. Dual weapons, close combat. Let's work on that. And then Ranger. Dexterity and speed. Save your spell. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let's go kill some androids.
I feel the presence of the savant. This must surely be his tower.
We have company.
Citizens of Arnica, do not attempt to ascend.
Can on, let's get them.
Not attempt to ascend. Okay.
With pleasure.
We can't.
With pleasure.
All right.
Savant guards. 40 hit points. That's a lot for a Savant guard.
With pleasure. With pleasure.
We definitely want a guardian angel on the
With
bishop.
pleasure.
Troopers are the more dangerous ones because they can paralyze us.
With pleasure.
With pleasure. Very well. With pleasure.
Mm,
Segundas.
Oh, much better.
With pleasure.
Here's some pipes.
With pleasure.
Rogue. What I want you to do. I don't really want to waste these.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
There we
We did it.
go. Okay. Ooh, Book of Resting. That's a good one.
Yes.
Not qualified yet. I need to get my divinity up higher. Okay.
Yes.
How come I have 18 on the Ranger? I think he can learn a second one of spells probably. Nice. Hang on, guys. 1 second. I gotta let my dog out real quick. Back in about 5 minutes. Yeah. Hey there, Cody and Igloo. Welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing? Meow. Yep, it's the cat party. Igloo says, I put a new flea collar on my cat. I wonder if Felper has fleas. I'm sure they do. Okay, we're ready to get out of here. Alright, what do we want to do here? Let's go back to the monastery. Wait. Did I get the wheel key? I haven't done the go. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. Yeah, let's go to the monastery. Do the demon chest. Because that demon string will be nice for the ranger for a while.
Something useful?
Short bow. Alright, we got some rogues. What kind are they? Level 7s. Okay. No problem there.
Worthy opponents.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
I don't want to waste any on there. How about a little casting? Training.
All right.
It shall be so.
Very well.
It shall be so.
Okay.
With pleasure.
Let's see. Some itching. No, let's do insanity.
With pleasure. Okay.
Laura worked on a few of them.
With pleasure. With pleasure.
One insane.
With pleasure. All right.
Cody says, I had to check if lizard races and wizardry have nipples. They don't, which makes me believe Felper probably have fleas.
With pleasure.
Let's see, 35, 56. Go for this one.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
says, now hear me out. Elder Scrolls Argonians have nipples, meaning they don't lay eggs, which isn't very lizard-like. Wizardry is more accurate in its anatomy, so if they're that keen on details, Felper probably have fleas. And Khajiit don't.
Sugar.
Whatever you say, Cody. Whatever you say.
With pleasure.
Reminds me of a discussion we got into last night on Jeff Quest's stream.
With
I had to tell him about phase-based versus turn-based. Because they didn't know the difference.
With pleasure.
Hey, Gen Cam, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Gen Cam says that was an interesting conversation to walk in on. Yeah. I bet you're probably like, what the?
Oh, much better.
Glad you're doing good. Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. So it's December. This is your final semester, right? Of your classes? Are you done? Almost done? Hey Jimmy, welcome. How are you doing? Finally getting that streak up. He's on a 5-stream watch streak. Nice. Thanks for the support. Really appreciate it. Okay.
yes.
Here.
I think I'm going to use some magic
Yes.
nectar here. We have
With pleasure.
pretty much infinite money because of alchemy, so why not? Something lingering. What is this? Plant? You got 2 weeks left. Nice. Then you have student teaching next semester. Cool. You're taking another class next semester so you can teach new personal finance requirement for high school. Then you're going to be done. Nice. Oh man, I bet that's going to be a huge relief. Bats. We got bats. Ooh, level 9s. That's pretty tough. We can fight him in the corner. Hopefully we'll be able to drag him back here. Which way are you going? They'll come back around probably. Here they go. Twilight bats. This is the wrong corner. Here's what.
Let's do it. With pleasure.
Sanity tends to work well on these bats. Although they are level 9. The resistance will be pretty good. The points are fairly low. Too high of magic resistance.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Damn.
really like the sound effect, the voice effects of the
With
bats.
pleasure. With pleasure.
Very realistic.
Here for sugar. With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Here now, that's better. With pleasure. Oh, much better.
With pleasure.
There we go.
I measure our progress in bodies.
All right, got to level up on the bishop. So, intelligence and piety, it's getting up there. Ooh, look at all these spells. Oh my goodness. We're gonna be so spoiled. Oh man, I really need to get element shield. That's what we're doing. Okay, let's work on wizardry, divinity. Artifacts.
Yes?
Here.
23 turns left
Yes?
on Enchanted Blade. We better recast. There we go. Now, do I have enough? Can I use these books yet?
Splendid.
Yeah, we got magic screen. That's a big deal. Nice. Cody says, still mad they changed skullduggery to another word. What about ledger domain? Are you mad about that one too? Skullduggery. A little bit. I get it. Because I always got them confused when they were way cooler words. Yeah. Yeah, the way I always thought of it when I played this as a teenager was I pictured a skull being on a treasure chest that you're opening. So then you're going to use picklocks to open that skull chest. That's how I figured it out.
Let's do it.
Level 7. Okay, let's do lure.
With pleasure.
Piercing pipes, get those started.
With pleasure.
Fire sticks.
Okay. With pleasure.
Thanks for giving the shout out for Cody there. And when Gen Cam, in a couple minutes, if you can throw one Gen Cam's way and Moody's way, if they're still on here, that'd be awesome. Appreciate that. Jimmy's doing a great job with that.
With pleasure.
When was the last time you did a stream, Cody? A game stream, I mean.
With pleasure.
I know you're starting to do them more regularly.
With pleasure.
Okay.
Every day this week. Nice. What time do you usually stream, or is it pretty random?
With pleasure.
Let's see here. What do we want to do? I guess we'll do plus.
With pleasure.
It shall be so.
And let's get some stamina back.
With pleasure. Okay.
Thanks for giving Jen Cam the shout out there, Jimmy. Appreciate it. She streams a lot of board games. Which implies in her name, Jen Cam plays board games. Cody says his time he streams is pretty random. Not in the mornings lately because usually work and eating. Gotcha. Cool. Moody usually streams in the evenings, or sometimes he's been streaming like really late, like in the like 1 or 2 in the morning.
With pleasure.
But usually it's evenings.
With pleasure.
Jimmy says pre-pandemic I would meet with one of my friends and we'd play board games all the time. Ah, really? So it's been a few years then? That's a bummer. Cody says I've been playing Elmanage, a Wizardry clone, in the SWAT series, a Police Quest spinoff, and I did most of Alien vs. Predator 2 the other day. Art streams will be back this week. So when you say it's a Police Quest spinoff, the Police Quest games, if you're talking about the Sierra ones, those are text adventure games with text parsers. SWAT to me sounds like an action fighting type game.
Yes.
So is it really a spinoff, or are you just saying that because they're police related? That'd be crazy if SWAT was like a text adventure, graphical adventure game. Jimmy says, yeah, he also became chief of police in the town we grew up in, so he's teensy bit busy. Yeah, I bet.
Here.
I knew this was going to happen. Pestilent rats. I just had a feeling resting here I was going to get pestilent rats. Okay, let's see if we can blind these. Actually, let's throw a lure out there first.
With pleasure.
Because I think I have some flash powder. Yeah, I'll do both.
Okay.
Okay, we blinded that one. That one's afraid. Perfect. Cody says it's called Police Quest SWAT, but yeah, they're different. The first is an FMV game, the second is a real-time strategy, and third and fourth are first-person shooters. Wow, it's all over the place, isn't it? Thanks for giving the Moody the shout-out there, Jimmy. Cody says it's really cool to see how the same mechanics translate to different genres. Yeah, that is weird.
With pleasure.
This one's staring at the lure.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Very well.
Staring at the lure still. Get a few shots in there, get a little more protection. It's mostly a spinoff because Daryl F. Gates, the infamous LA police chief, helped with development on the Bad Police Quest game. And then they gave him his own series so he wouldn't taint that one. Oh, that's funny.
With pleasure.
With pleasure. With pleasure.
Staring at the lure still. We're getting lots of work out of that lure.
With pleasure.
With pleasure. Okay.
Please and terror. Alright.
Here.
There's some spiders or some roaches around here. I can hear them. They're making noises. I think they're probably up here.
Yes.
Don't want to use magic nectar. How many?
Very well.
So what's it gonna be? Spiders? Yep. Level 6. That'll give us some good experience. For being easy to kill.
With pleasure.
Very well.
2400 experience. One click. Alright, there's still a pestilent rat around here somewhere. He ran far away. Okay. Well, I'll just leave him alone then.
I
Oh.
sense movement.
This dust stop will be dead
Wait a minute.
easy.
I think they're below us.
Alright.
Yeah. Game engine got confused. We passed over a crack. And the slime saw us. They're below us.
It shall be so.
We can hear the undead heads in here. Okay. Let's try to get magic
Yes?
screen to the max. There we go.
With pleasure.
These guys are gonna cause some pretty good chaos on us. Mental isn't terrible. It's not great.
Worthy opponents.
With pleasure.
Screaming heads.
With pleasure.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna do element shield first.
With pleasure.
Really, Bishop?
With pleasure.
You fizzled?
With pleasure.
No hope. No hope.
Okay.
There's the paralysis. Bishop's paralyzed.
I just said that.
With pleasure.
Okay. I feel somewhat restored. Much better.
We have points left. 29, 27.
Okay. Segundas.
Oh, much better.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Okay.
Wow, that was a good turn on dead. 41 damage.
Yes.
Oh, much.
Okay. Demon string, demon sword. Really? Strike arrows and a buckler shield? That's what you give me? What garbage. I guess I'll use this instead of the gleaming, if you can. Demon strings going on. Oh wait, he's using a crossbow. The bolts are better. So we'll give this to the samurai. Can't use it. Give it to the Valkyrie. That's weird that a samurai can't use this. But a ninja can? Weird. Other hauberk. Okay. Let's see what other garbage we get.
Take mind of the trap.
Cody says, did you ever play the Blade Runner point and click adventure? No, I have not. Is it a good one?
Trapped.
This is junk. Cody says, yeah, it's neat. Randomizes who is a replicant each game. And you get a cool mini game where you can run void camp off tests on them. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, you're welcome for the shout out, Moody. Jimmy did that for you. You're back to 7.5 out of 10? Good. Glad to hear that. We want it to go up, not down. Okay, done with the monastery. Got our demon sword.
Look, something's moving over there.
Alright, what level are these? 8. Ooh, this will be tricky.
With pleasure. Come on, let's get them.
Ooh, crusher crabs. Yeah, these are dangerous. Let's get a lure out here.
With pleasure.
Let's do a bless
With
before they
pleasure.
reach us. I'm probably going to use granite potions here. I'll wait for him to get a little closer.
Okay.
It shall be so.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. What? All very right. Well.
Okay, now we're going to use the granite potions.
All right.
It shall be so.
I don't like the fact that there's
Okay.
5 of them.
With pleasure.
I think I'm going to do a blind.
With pleasure.
It shall be so.
I'm going to control which ones get blinded.
With pleasure.
Let's blind. We'll try for 3 like this.
Very well.
Okay, we blinded 2. That's perfect.
With pleasure. With pleasure. All right.
You're heading out, Moody? Alright. Thanks for dropping in. Let's see here. Sanity would be good if we can get it to work.
With pleasure.
Got one insane. This one good. 145 hit points on that one. Holy
With pleasure. All right.
moly. Nice. He hit his friend. Yeah, I'm gonna get them. Yes.
Pleasure.
Okay, let's do another piercing pipes.
With pleasure.
Try for another insanity.
With pleasure.
Man, that's with granite potion. It's doing that much damage. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna hit myself 102.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Can't get both of those.
Okay.
There we go. Hey, Linky Link, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Meow. Hey, we got some crab legs. Crab cakes, I mean. You're doing great? Glad to hear it. Yeah, doing really well. Wizardry 8 on a Saturday. That's pretty darn good.
Very well.
With pleasure.
Freeze in terror. I'm scared.
All right.
Good old fear bolts. Giving us great crowd control.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Segundas. With pleasure.
Ooh, that's the thing.
Oh, much.
I measure our
Oh, that was good
There
training
now,
there.
that's better.
Good
Yeah.
train. Perfect. Let's see. Linky Link says, so do the cats get special stats in Wizardry 8? I can't remember. Yeah, they're high with speed, and they have um, low water resistance, but I think, gosh, I don't know if it tells us. I thought there was a place where it told you on there. Let's see, what would they be? They get 3 bonuses, I think, on resistances and lose water. But yeah, their main strength is high dex and speed. And that's what this party is that we're focusing on, is speed. What's that? Plants.
yes.
These might be crimson poppies. Still can't use that.
With pleasure.
Let's get an element shield going.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Okay. With pleasure.
It shall be so.
Yep, they're crimson poppies. Okay. Well, hypnotic lure can work on those.
With pleasure.
It shall be so.
Not sure I'm able to hit all 3. Yes, we can.
With pleasure.
Perfect. Hit the wrong notes.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
With pleasure. With pleasure.
Lure's doing a good job on this one. He's lost tons of things.
Here.
Yes? Very well. Yes?
Go to Pawnee Base Camp next. It's my standard route.
Look!
Those look
something's
like
moving
piercer
over there.
modi. It says Hagardi Brigands mixed in. Hmm. That's weird. Usually they'll stalk you.
With pleasure.
Hmm.
Very well.
That's weird. Oh. Oh, those are just ants.
Spotted a wild one. This lot will be child's play.
With pleasure.
I'm gonna throw the cherry bomb here.
Okay.
It shall be so.
$14 soldier ants. Or as I like to call them, kissing ants, because they sound like they're kissing.
With pleasure.
Yeah. We're hitting almost all of them. Hey, Dick Danza, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? What's the name of that game you were streaming last night? That Tentacles or whatever?
With pleasure.
Something of the Tentacles? Day of the Tentacles? Is that what it's called? It's a LucasArts game, he said. Thanks for giving a shout out there, Moody. Or Jimmy, I mean. I'm assuming that's Jimmy that gave that shout out.
Down and out.
I wish I could see who gives the shout out. It just doesn't tell me. Dick Danza says, I hate ants. Especially ones trying to aggressively make out with me too. That's funny. Okay, so the rogue, we're going to do dexterity and strength. Yeah, you bet. Jimmy says, Yeah, Day of the Tentacle is a sequel to Maniac Mansion. I don't know, is it? I'm not sure. It looked quite different. Maybe it is. Doing good. Doing good. Okay, let's see. Bard. Doing dexterity, intelligence. Keep on working on that music. Throwing artifacts. It is the sequel, Dick Danza confirms.
Spotted a wild one.
That's really strange. Ooh, level 10s. Which corner do I want to fight them in? I think back here. See if we can pull them. Over here. Come on. You know we're here. Just trying to act like he doesn't see us.
Alright.
Dick Danza says, I was upset that it wasn't the same at first, but it charmed me by the end with all the silliness. Yeah, it was pretty funny. The little bit that I saw. Are you saying you beat it already? Cody says, Zombies Ate My Neighbors is in the same universe as well. The tentacle appears as a common enemy. Dick Danza says, it came out after a TV show that failed in Canada in 1990. Interesting. Yeah, I like how that one woman was dressed up like a tentacle and was tricking them because they're so dumb. That was funny. Cody says the Maniac Mansion TV show is not related to the
Very
game.
well.
And Nick Danza says, I played it a few years after it came out. I haven't played it in a long time. One thing I discovered about myself, I don't know if this is the same for you guys, but your ability to detect humor and what you find is funny changes over time. So like I love the Three Stooges. I've watched them since I was a kid, and I still watch them. But what I've discovered is there were so many things I didn't get as a kid that they did that I think is hilarious now. And then the things I used to think were funny, I don't find funny anymore about them. So it makes me think a game like that would kind of be the same way, where you could play it as a kid and you get some of the humor's funny, but you don't get it all. And then as you get older, you're like, now I know what the heck they're talking about. Let's throw a lure out here.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Laverne, yeah. That's her name. That's funny. Dick Danza says, from what I can tell, someone bought the rights to the name and messed it up pretty bad. Why are they retreating? What's the deal here, guys?
With pleasure.
Why are you retreating?
Sugar, it just isn't meant to be. With pleasure.
Okay, let's see here. What do we want to do? Sanity.
With pleasure.
They're still retreating. You had that type of thing happen to you with RoboCop? Cody says the show is more like a sci-fi version of SCTV. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to pull these guys back this direction again. I don't know what their deal is. They're still retreating. They're like, I don't want to fight in that corner. They're actually smarter. Okay, maybe now they will fight
It shall
us.
be so.
Still retreating, wow. It's nuts.
Sugar, it just isn't meant to be.
It shall be so.
I guess we pulled them too far from their area. They didn't want to get out of their area. They're attacking each other because of the insanity, at least. A couple of them. Have to fight him in a different corner. There we go. Okay, where's a good position? Really isn't one over here.
With pleasure. All right. With
Let's see if I
pleasure.
can sneak over here. Here we go. We can fight him
I
in this
sense
corner.
movement.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Right here. This is where we want to fight.
It shall be so.
Muy segundas.
Oh! Oh! Hey! With pleasure.
Okay, let's see. Let's try for some insanity again.
With pleasure.
You can't really do anything. Because you have a cursed weapon. SCTV had a lot of people. John Candy, Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy. What are you even sending off?
With pleasure.
With pleasure. With pleasure.
Hey, I'm getting all beat up over here.
So it's putting in a lot of damage. Okay. What the? Why did you not do Guardian Angel? Did you fizzle? Are you serious? Wait a minute. Where is the Guardian Angel? Cast it on Layla. What the heck? Why does she not have a Guardian Angel now? It didn't say it fizzled. That's really weird.
With pleasure.
Makes 0 sense.
Okay.
Okay.
With pleasure.
We got scammed.
Very well.
Sounds like classic Wizardry shenanigans, Dick Kansas said. Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. I was thinking maybe one of the rogues hit me and caused the Guardian Angel to go away. And damage, but no, there was no damage after that.
Oh, much better.
So we were just scammed.
With pleasure.
With pleasure. Oh. Oh. My supply of projectiles is exhausted.
See, this is what you should see.
With pleasure.
You'll be grinding Wizardry Knight of Diamonds NES in a few hours, Stanza. Grinding.
Much better.
Okay, I think I'm gonna do a heal all here.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Four left.
Segundas.
Let's see. Sanity
With
again.
pleasure.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Cody says if you like SCTV, watch Heavy Metal. It's pretty much the greatest movie ever made. Is that the cartoon? Is that what you're talking about? I think John Candy does the voice in that, doesn't he? Big Danza says, so you can just create a character, take their gold, delete, and repeat. Oh, is that what you're doing for the grinding? The characters start with no items, but a random amount of gold. Huh. So you're exploiting. Cody says the easiest way to cheat in Wizardry is to make a bishop. Go to identify menu and press 9. Instant 1 million experience? What? That's lame.
With pleasure.
The animated movie. Yeah, I've seen that. It's been ages, but yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, that would make it way too easy. I'm with you, Big Danza. What's the point of playing if you make a game too easy? I don't understand.
With pleasure.
I can understand it if you're just wanting to relax and mess around or you've beaten the game before. But otherwise, if you're playing a hard game and cheating to make it easy, why are you playing that game? Just play something else. Play something that's easy to begin with. Cody says it's lame until you want to play Knight of Diamonds. Then it's a godsend. Let's see here.
With pleasure.
Igloo says, I have too many games to play. I just want to see the end already. You talking about Wizardry 2? 3. Just go on YouTube. I'm sure someone has it out there.
Much better.
With pleasure.
Cody says, I honestly recommend if you've dabbled in Wizardry but never gotten around to KOD, just do it. KOD is an experience. Knight of Diamonds? That is a Wizardry game, right?
Let us stop.
My inner balance has returned.
That's the ticket.
That's like the second or the third one, right?
Yes.
Big Danza says if you used the Soul Stealer Blade in the PC version, you uncurse it and your character does like 500 damage. Uh-oh.
What is
Here.
your will?
Might as well use a hex editor. You do use maps though, you're too old to wander around in the dark. Yeah, that makes the game a heck of a lot easier if you're using a guide. Tremendously easy. Like the Bard's Tale trilogy. The auto map on that makes the game 100 times easier. Without that, the mazes are ridiculously hard. It goes from ridiculously hard to fairly easy because of the auto map.
Yes.
It's crazy how much of a difference that makes.
Yes. That is impossible, even for me.
Still got some of these rogues out here that ran away. If I can sneak over here. Oh, what are those? Piercers? Piercer modi? Yep.
Come on, let's get them.
Cody says, yeah, but it's Wizardry meant for high-level characters. It's more about itemization and to give you some crazy powerful items. Gotcha. Igloo says, RPGs can be 100 hours long. I just don't have the time to play the way that's intended. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, back in the day, there weren't many games. You hardly had any, so you wanted really long games. But yeah, nowadays, like you said, there's so many games to choose from. A lot of people don't want to invest the time. And I don't either, to be honest, in some games. Like, I get people recommending me to play games.
With
And
pleasure.
I'll take a look at them and I'm like, well, I want to be very selective.
With pleasure.
It shall be so.
Cody's a graph paper enthusiast. Yeah, I used to love doing it in the old days, but I'm kind of the same way as Dick Danza. I don't want to do that anymore. I've done it enough where I just don't enjoy it anymore. You had them beat without the maps when you were younger. Yeah, that's typically what I'll do. I like to try to do a blind playthrough the first time without hints, if possible. And then if I've beaten it afterwards, or beaten it once or twice, then I'll use auto maps and stuff. Same deal.
With pleasure.
But not everybody plays games for the same reason,
With
you know?
pleasure.
All right.
Like some of them I play for the challenge just to be able to beat them, like Battletoads. It's taken me a long time. Because I'm not really enjoying it. I do sometimes, but for the most part I don't because it's so hard. I just want to have it on a list of games that I beat without any hints, without any cheating. And, you know, others will probably think that's a waste of time, and I would understand that. Everybody just has different goals with what they want to do. Igloo says, I remember the first D&D game, Warriors of the Eternal Sun. There was a lightning wand that could one-shot the dragon and give tons of experience. That's cool. Okay, what do we want to do here? What's about insanity?
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Very well.
Cody says with Proving Grounds, it takes about 65 hours the first time, and then you find out the only floors that matter. Ah, don't give me hints like that. You're spoiling. Igloo says sometimes I do not run. I do runs of Lands of Lore, because that was also my favorite RPG.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Yeah, sometimes you want to play games that are just comforting, you know? Whether it's nostalgia or just something that you can relax doing.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Cody says, I always kind of assumed you know Wizardry series inside out. No, I don't. The only ones I know really well are 6, 7, and 8. I've beaten and reviewed 4 through 8, but I don't know 4 and 5 really well. I know 5 a decent amount, but I'm definitely no expert with it. 4 I only beat the one time. And, well, I think I only beat 5 once. So, no, I don't know those. And then 1, as you know, I haven't beaten yet. I'm playing that blind. Haven't even looked or touched 2 or 3 yet. Let's see. We'll try to do an insanity on this brigand.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
I wouldn't even say like 6 and 8 I'm definitely experts on. 7 I do not know it all like the back of my hand. So while I can do well in the game and I've beaten it multiple times, I don't think I would call myself an expert in that.
With pleasure.
Because I just don't know
With pleasure.
enough with like the back of my hand. I won't consider myself an expert on anything unless I can play it without looking at a guide and without struggling, you know, to figure out what I have to do next. Big Danza says Proving Grounds took 10 years to finally beat after trying over and over. After beating it, I no longer wish to play it. Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah. There's some games that I've beaten that have been ridiculously hard that I'm like, I'm never playing those again.
With pleasure.
It shall be so.
But those were like more like NES type games that were just more for the challenge. You beat 5 on the SNES last week, Danza. So much fun. It really is the best of the class. Cody says I'm on the opposite end of Wizardry spectrum. Most of my experience is with the first few games.
It shall be so.
Yeah, like Wizardry 8 and 6, I can picture pretty much everything in my mind. Like if I have to think, where am I going to go next? What's this puzzle? Where am I doing? I can just picture it all. I mean, remastering 6 really helped with that because I had to recreate the whole game. But
With pleasure.
I don't have that knowledge with
pleasure.
any of the other Wizardry games. Bard's Tale 1, I'm almost to that level, almost to that point, where I can visualize it all, but not quite
It
there.
shall be so.
Bard's Tale 2, no. I mean, I know all the areas, but I don't know all the specifics in the areas. Bard's Tale 3, definitely not. I do not know all the areas.
Much better.
It shall be so.
I've beaten that one a few times too. Pool of Radiance, I know pretty well, but again, I definitely don't have all the areas memorized or where everything's at in that one. And that's the one I know the most out of the Bullbox games. It's hard to reach that level with any of these RPGs because they're just quite large. The Kansas says I couldn't get into 6 and above. It's too much like Eye of the Beholder.
Glory in death. Instead, rejoice that we are still alive.
That was good training.
Here.
You'll be playing Might and Magic series eventually. Yeah, that's a fun one. Cody says Might and Magic's his favorite.
Yes?
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Which one was it? The 6th one is your favorite, Cody? Or was it 7? I think the answer says, loved the gold box games as a kid, but the random world battles were too much. Yeah. You don't get the training like you do here in Wizardry 6 through 8. Which makes it kind of a drag.
Yes?
More encounters. What do we got here? What is that? Plants? Crimson poppies, okay. Don't get a little closer.
Sorry, I just remembered. I have to go.
Wow, it's a plant convention. Oh, Zine's your favorite. Okay, Cody. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
With pleasure.
Let's see.
With pleasure.
It shall be so.
Five fire giants and 3 displacer beasts in one battle. My party is level 2 through 3. Where in the world are you going, Dick Danza? Because you won't get that in Pool of Radiance. Talking Curse of the Azure Bonds. And then that you start at level 5. Unless you have multi-class characters, then they will be like level 2 to 3. Okay.
pleasure.
Alright. Bishop.
With pleasure. Very well.
Should have one on my shield. Iron Man in these old games are fun. That's a challenge. It is kind of funny to me when someone will say, "Oh, that game's kind of pretty easy." I'm like, "Yeah, you save scum. You didn't do an Iron Man run." Why can we not hit this one? This is weird.
With pleasure.
Cody says, I think Zune is just a 2D dungeon crawler before they got more into blobber style of Wizardry 8 and My Magic 6. Yeah, I'm not a fan of terms that people use. A lot of terms are kind of, I would say, inaccurate.
With pleasure.
I mean, they're all technically blobbers. Your characters don't separate, you know?
With pleasure.
Just like turn-based versus phase-based. I don't like those terms. That's what people use. It's more what I would say is round-based versus real-time. I'd make those two distinctions with times, and then I would call it. So you got the execution of the actions. That's real-time versus rounds, and then you have player decisions, which can be either real-time or turn-based. The player's actions, do you have to do them sequentially? And then is it a dynamic turn where you make all your choices up front? And then it acts them out, which technically that's what people are referred to as phase-based. Or do you only get to make the action when that character's turn happens in that round? Those are kind of the distinctions in my mind.
With pleasure.
And then, of course, you can have a real-time execution, but you hear real-time with pause. So really what that is the player can take all the time they want to make choices. It's just the execution's real-time. And then in like a real-time strategy game, your choices are real-time. There's just so many little nuances with all these. Let's try Sonic Boom. You know, I think that can actually work on these.
With pleasure. Okay.
You meant the moment it got off the grid, Cody? Yeah, even that, they're technically on a grid right now, even in this. You're either using a floating point number or you're using integer numbers. So you're still on a grid. It's just a more granular grid. Like these walls and all this, you're locked into certain grid positions. It's just more sensitive. I think Danza says, "Oh yeah, save state and do it often. I'm too old for my wizardry to lose vitality and intelligence when I can't handle it." Yeah, that's ridiculous.
With pleasure.
Cody says, "But I don't care for the combat in these games as much as I care about the mapping. That's why I make the distinction. There was a definite shift in mechanics there." Okay, let's see here. Stamina.
With pleasure.
Nobody says, like, how many of these 3D dungeon crawlers do you have to worry about getting lost due to spinners or teleporters? That's uniquely a 2D mechanic. Yeah, it doesn't have to be, though. That's the thing. Like, that's just the case because of, it probably annoyed people, because like you do have teleporters all over in this game. Actually, if you get into the retro dungeons, they will teleport you and spin you in all kinds of different directions. So it is present in some of them. Just I think the trend went away, not because of it changing to be 3D. I think people just kind of got tired of that, is my guess. It really wasn't fun.
With pleasure.
I don't know, I'm just speculating as to why they
It shall be so.
got rid of it. Because yeah, in this, if you've ever watched my playthroughs, you get into the retro dungeons, teleporters everywhere, and they'll teleport you just like a tiny section. Wow, look at the bard, how much damage he did there.
That's a relief. With pleasure.
Much better. With pleasure.
Nice. Big Danza says getting a teleporter trap on the chest was the worst. Where am I? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is bad.
With pleasure.
It shall be so.
Yeah, Wasteland was a really cool game. I really liked how it handled party movement because you travel together as a blobber, but you can separate your characters.
We did it!
There's been a few games like that. Darklands travel together normally.
That's better.
What's that one? I have a review on it. Magic Candle. Travel as a blob, and then you
much
can
better.
separate. So there's a lot of
Here.
nuances in these older games.
Yes.
Gosh, how close are we to level up? Wow, we're actually not that far off. On the hybrids. The original Wasteland. The original Wasteland, you can separate out each character
I
from a
feel
blob.
somewhat restored.
Yeah, teleport into a wall. That's terrible in Wizardry. Holy moly. Especially since that one doesn't have saves coming. Big Danza says Wizardry 3 is like that. You need to make a good party and a bad party. We're so spoiled with so much choice with the games we can play. It's great that everybody has their own
Yes.
likes and dislikes. Okay, we finally cleared all that out. Mr. Hogar, we'll leave you alone unless you attack us. Jimmy says OG Wasteland is one of my favorite games. Heard Xena played it some time ago and the ending was quite explosive. The original Wasteland, yeah. I've streamed through the original
Will be dead easy.
and the remaster, and I have a review on the original. They're great games.
All right.
The remaster is actually fantastic. I would not play the original again. I think I played through the original probably 5 times, and then the remaster once. I was actually considering starting through it again this last week.
It shall be so.
Oh, much better. Much better.
Cody says, I didn't understand the original Wasteland, but I got further in the remaster. I should give it another shot. It's actually yeah, it's got a really good story to it. It's pretty cool.
Yes.
But the original's definitely old school.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
You even have the card game and tabletop RPG for Hercules and Xena, Dick Danza. Let's send this
With
this
pleasure.
way. Okay.
With pleasure.
Yeah, I saved both those series for when I'm retired. There's a lot of TV series that I have saved over the years for retirement. Pretty much all the Star Trek series, the Star Wars, Doctor Who. I have a ton that I will be able to enjoy. I've never seen it. Cody says Wasteland 2 is always really exciting when I start it. I always get 20 hours in and wonder why it's still taking so long to get new weapons and levels, and I give up. That's funny. Sparkle sticks, nice. Vic Danza says, I had them for decades. No one wants to play them? Oh, the card game. Okay, I thought you meant the Wasteland. Why does no one want to play them? You mean none of your friends?
Yes.
Here.
Oh, you mean back then no one wanted to play them. I see. Because there was Dungeons and Dragons and they wanted video games, yeah. Yep. Board game stuff definitely and card games took a back seat to most people's video games, I would say.
I'm ready. Let's fight. With pleasure.
Okay, insanity will not work on these.
With pleasure. Okay. Very well. I have contracted an illness.
Really? Just going right up to these.
With pleasure.
Segundas.
With pleasure.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm out of arrows on my ranger.
With pleasure.
Actually, I'm out of bolts. So I'll have to equip a bow. Well, we're close enough to Compani base camp. Get a little bit of training here. That's a low chance it's gonna do that.
Very well. Segundas. I feel.
With pleasure.
Okay. With pleasure.
With
There's
pleasure.
one left.
It shall be so. Cannot be attained.
Blasta. We did it.
Perfect.
Yes. With pleasure.
Here.
Much better.
Alright, here now, that's better.
You're poison. Oh, swallower. There's only one, so it doesn't really
Yes.
matter what direction I face here.
Here. Yes. With pleasure. Yes.
Alright, let's go ahead so you can do something useful with the longbow. Barbed arrows. Okay.
With pleasure.
With pleasure.
Okay.
You had Vampire the Masquerade and Shadowrun, so it was at the bottom of the list.
Just as it was meant to be.
With pleasure.
With pleasure. Very well. With pleasure. With pleasure.
How about a
With
bless?
pleasure.
Fighting Katarina. Wow, he really wants to eat the Valkyrie.
We did it! Here.
Okay. We made it. Cody says the new Shadowrun book was such a travesty. I was so mad I pre-ordered it and everything. Then it came with filler text. Really? So was it just like not what you expected or not what was
Someone
promised?
approaches.
Halt! Stop right. Are you It's important. Interest. I'm sure you're free. I'll hold.
Goodbye!
Cody says, yeah, it was heavily critiqued online for being unplayable. It had so many broken and contradictory rules. Dang.
Someone approaches.
Now, who could that be?
So a George R.R. Martin novel, Dick Danza says, LOL. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Contradictory rules.
Hi guys, I just joined.
Okay, we're gonna recruit Sparkle just to get her items. Dismiss.
You'll tell Bobrack you really liked me, huh? I mean, I want a good report.
Would you like to enlist? Good to hear. That's special.
I've got a quota to fill.
Okay, pups.
Goodbye!
Now we'll recruit Sax to get his items.
Someone's here.
Well, all right. Your call, boys. Back to the roadhouse for me. You stop by sometime and old Sax will play a tune for you. Hey, I hope you... What'll it be? Let me know when you need something then.
Goodbye!
Okay, we got our communication boost. Alright guys, this is probably a good place
Someone
to call it
approaches.
for now.
Kneel around.
Good progress.
Don't let the...
It was a pleasure.
Force the save. Alright. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.